All right, cousin Tony. We made it, brother. Can you believe it? Episode number 50. Listen, man, we went from ashy to classy. I'm talking hobby scrubs to content kings. From Mad Mike, shoot, to Mike Hefner. From Mama Breaks to Sarah Breaks. Check it out. From Amil Sarfani to Rob Gerard, the sports card therapist. Brother, we've been doing our thing, man. What you think?
Yeah, man, for sure. And if we trust me, the list is long for all our guests, and we appreciate everybody. John Newman, first big name in the hobby to come on with us. Everybody though, Kamish, Los. Again, the list is long, and trust me, we appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming on and spending some time with us. We've learned probably easily a little something from every single person that we've talked to.
No
So
doubt.
I definitely appreciate everybody coming on. But yeah, man, 50 episodes. Look at
Yeah,
us,
man.
like you say.
Yeah, look at us. Yeah. Shoot. We're talking about because soccer's big right now, so we got to give another shout out to Craig, New York
Mhm.
City Sports Cards. Because he was definitely excited that we gave him a little shout out. But yeah, definitely he was there. He was one of the OGs from the beginning. He came on, talked about everything with his school and all the club and everything he was doing with that. I mean, dude, it's just been an unbelievable journey. What we've gone through, what we've been through. Um, Thinking back, a little less than a year ago, just messing around with the concept of doing a podcast. Like it would have never, dude, in a million years, I would have never believed, a year ago that I'd be doing this right now. It's
Yeah.
it's just it boggles my mind. It's just funny that we're here, we're doing this thing, and we're not bad at it. It's not bad.
Nah, man. Yeah, no, well, toot our own horn, but yeah, we definitely have fun doing it. I think when you have fun doing something, it shines through. Like if we were just forcing this, it wouldn't be. Yeah, man, we wouldn't have the casserole debates and things of that nature. So
Casserole's big, bro. There was a lot of people that chimed in about that casserole,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
still haven't tried one. I'm willing to try. Listen, I'll eat anything. I'm like Mikey from remember back in the
right,
day. He'll eat anything. That's
yeah.
me. That's cousin Oz. But yeah, if anybody's got a nice specialty plate, any casserole, I'll try it out. Even that green bean joint, I don't give a damn. Let me try it.
Yeah, yeah, we'll figure that out. We're gonna so we're supposedly gonna get together to watch some football. So let me see if the wifey can whip up the some kind of casserole so that we can all partake in it and kind of go from there. But again, a big thank you to everybody, the listeners too, or Oz's fans, however you wanna put it.
My
But
groupies, my groupies. Let's get it
yeah,
right.
yeah, right. Yeah. Need receipts on that.
Yeah. According to
But,
certain individual. Listen, I'm gonna address that right now. No, he be calling me out. I'm gonna call him out. Give me a second right here. Listen, we went on to Mr. Rob Gerard, sports card therapist. He had us on a while back, and he brought up the time that I went to open up for Big Pun. So back in the day, I used to perform on stage, used to sing, used to dance under, not Cousin Oz, but the Oz. That was my stage name. So Big Pun had come to Reading, and my guy had set it up that we would open up for him, and everything was cool. I did my thing, and afterwards came off the stage, walked down, and I got bum rushed by a bunch of women, girls coming to ask for my autograph. Now my brother was handing out my brother Danny Boy was handing out pictures that I had taken, and they were like, "Can you sign this? Can you sign this?" And listen, this is not something that I would ever make up. I don't have to BS and say anything for clout. I don't give a damn what you think about me. You know what I mean? I'm here to have fun. So this is the God's honest truth. I'm signing these autographs, and little by little, girls start pushing each other. And then the one girl's like, "Hey, can you sign my shoulder?" And I was like, "Okay." So I had a permanent marker. I'm like, "All right, this isn't weird." I sign her shoulder. The other girl's like, "Well, can you sign right here?" And she pulls down her shirt. Not all the way, but Yeah, I'm like, okay, so top there, I'm signing. The other girl's like, hey, lips up her shirt. Can you sign? I'm like, yo, whoa, whoa, so it got crazy. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, this is nuts. I'm not even like a superstar. I can imagine, Fat Joe and the Terror Squad, what's going on over there, because
Yeah.
I'm nothing. And it's just amazing for that period of time, what I witnessed and what I went through. And so I told this story on the sports card therapist show. And, everyone's favorite therapist does not believe the fact that this went on. He says, I need receipts. And he doesn't believe that, you know, cousin Oz was the man back in the day when it came to that. But like I said, Tony was there. He can corroborate. And listen, Tony's the first one to call me out on my bullshit. So if I am bullshitting, he will let you know. So Tony's not gonna be like, oh yeah, 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 just for whatever, for clout or for
Yeah.
for the likes. So Tony, did this happen or is cousin Oz just making crap up?
Well, first, there's nothing more that I love than just calling out the odds for just whatever nonsense I feel he's talking. But nah, it happened, dude. And again, there's no, yeah, what like there's no point in making up a story like that because it's like nobody. Again, at the end of the day, nobody cares. So like,
Yeah,
why bother? But yeah, it happened. But anyways, bro, I'm not even gonna waste more time on that. It's out there and whatever. But I something I do want to ask you about that I care more about
yes,
is
sir.
the fact that our birds have scored 24 points in the last 7 quarters.
Yes.
Have defenses caught up?
No.
Why not?
No. It's been a combination of bad ball handling and not by, Jalen Hurts had made a few mistakes. But if you think about to the first interception that he threw when AJ Brown was double covered against Washington, I believe that was the first turnover there. That was the same exact play that he threw the ball up to the previous week at the Steelers game with two guys double covering him, and AJ Brown went up and made that play. So he's trusting his receivers. He has faith in AJ Brown to make that play. AJ Brown tweaked his ankle and wasn't able to get up the way he wanted to, and that resulted in an interception. And from there was kind of that cascading effects. And what a lot of people don't understand, like football, listen, you can have the ultimate team. You can be the New England Patriots, and then you can have a team like, say, the Philadelphia Eagles with the Nick Foles, and they're a great team, but they're riding with this mojo. They got this this passion that they got behind them, that they believe in themselves, that they can, actually do it. Even though the Patriots were a better team, the Eagles were able to muster up that mojo to make it happen.
Mhm,
And once a team builds that momentum in any kind of game, that's why I say any given Sunday, any given Monday,
mhm.
once that momentum starts going, it's tough to stop, man. And that Washington game, it was just bang, bang. And then you throw in it. Listen, I don't like to complain about the refs, and I know you don't either, because you were one. But
Yeah, I
dude, there
don't
was egregious calls. There's the one with the late hit out of bounds when the dude was still in bounds. That's
right.
15-yard penalty. So when you get down in a game, especially in football, every play counts. And when you're trying to make that comeback, especially if you're down 17-3 or whatever it is, at halftime you're coming out, everything has to be perfect. And if you're getting calls like that, 15-yard penalties for no reason, it's really tough to win a game. And then you throw on top of that, you know, the Brent Selleck, the face mask miss, he gets hurt. And then the
No,
other
no, no, no,
fumble.
not Brent Selleck.
Brent
He's
Selleck, what the
dead.
hell am I saying? Yeah. Uh,
Dallas
Dallas
Goddard.
Goddard. Jesus Christ, where'd that come from? The tight end.
Yeah.
we listen, you can edit that one out later. Yeah, so you had the face mask by Dallas Goddard. Uh,
Nah, we're
yeah.
leaving that in, bro. This is raw. You know why? You know why is Brent Selleck's in your mind? Because all the McNabb cards
Yeah,
have been
yeah.
popping up. But no, I hear you, and refs aside, but just I mean, I did notice that the RPO they're
Mhm.
defending it a little differently.
Yeah.
So that's a little wrinkle that Sirianni is gonna have to
Mhm.
kinda figure that out because the defense is definitely and then, obviously they played Washington. Um, you're talking about a dude with experience, even Lovey Smith before that, the experienced defensive coordinators that they've seen these things before.
Yeah.
So they kind of, but just like I said, I just wanted to touch on that real quick just to see because I mean they got some important games coming down the
Yeah.
stretch here. and it's gonna
Yeah, I
be
tell you what, we got Green Bay coming up. That's Sunday night, right?
yep, Sunday night, so it'll
Yeah,
be
so they're
be a
gonna be
good
dressed
game.
all in black. They're doing the blackout.
Yeah.
So whenever that happens, I usually have faith that the Eagles are gonna pull through. They usually come to play. You throw on those black uniforms, you know what I mean? Some of the guys had the black visors. It's nighttime, and that's an intimidating look. And they come out with that swag. So I have a feeling we're gonna come out and score some points. Now, you can never, count out Aaron Rodgers. That dude, no matter how bad he plays, he can still come out. And didn't they just beat somebody? Was it Kansas City? I forget who they beat. That they had no business the way that they're playing this year, but they beat a good team. Green Bay did. So it's like with them, they're hit or miss. But if Aaron Rodgers comes out with that swag that he got, it's going to be tough for the Eagles. And I'm really happy that we were able to pick up, was it Linval Joseph and
Yeah.
uh and Dominican Sue to shore up the middle, because that was a big thing, because the teams that we got coming up, they all got good running backs, and AJ Dillon and what's the other dude,
Jones.
Jones,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So yeah, it's gonna be tough, bro. Listen, and what I tell my wife, she gets all upset, and she's always watching the game. I'm usually working, and she's
mhm.
at home watching the game, calling me up and going crazy. And I'm like, listen. She's like, but this team sucks and that. I said, yes, you're right. But when you're number one, you know what I mean? You got that target on your back.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming out and giving you their best game, no matter what. And football's that kind of sport, that crazy sport. Like, it doesn't matter. Like I said, any given Sunday, somebody can come out. And when you have nothing to lose, you can just go out there and just play free. And the other team that's 8-0, now things start getting, the sphincters start getting tight, as I like to say. And that's what
Yeah.
happens, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. Like I said, I know you always have the glass half full approach, so definitely want to ask you on that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes this weekend. But speaking of the Eagles, you have a little bit of an AJ Brown story
Mm.
that's both interesting and also a little worrisome to me, to be honest, because of what the man said. Uh,
Yeah.
so go ahead and tell that story because it's like I said, it's cool, but it's also hobby related, and it's like,
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting story. First of all, AJ Brown has been, a godsend for the Eagles. He's like Terrell Owens 2.0, but without the attitude. So that was a hell of a pickup for the Eagles. That they really changed the culture with just that one dude. It's helping out Devontae Smith. Obviously giving Jalen Hurts the confidence to go downfield. So my brother, out of the blue, we're in a group text, and he sends out, "Hey, listen, AJ Brown's going to be in Philly. You guys interested?" I'm like, "Oh man, I got to work." And Tony's like, "Yeah, that's cool." He's like signing autographs. So my brother was like, "Yo, I'll go down. Do you got a card I can sign? You just pay for the autograph. It's like $100, and I'll get it signed for you. I'll go and wait in line and do all that." And I was like, "I really don't have anything." He's like, "All right." So we let it go. And probably like half an hour later, my brother sends me a card on eBay. It's a Panini card, and it's AJ Brown in the Eagles uniform, and it has a nice patch. It's actually one, two, three, yeah, three colored patch of the eagle, and then it's serial numbered out of number 6, or number, no, I'm sorry, number 5 out of 10. So it's a dope card. And let me see what it's also is. A Panini Elements is the actual card for
Mhm.
football. So I'm not too familiar with Panini Elements. I don't do a lot of football, but it's a dope ass card. So he's like, "Yo, what do you think?" So I was like, "All right." So I offered the guy the thing, bought it, $50 for the card, nothing outrageous. Got it to my brother, came shipped in right away. The session was less than a week, away from that point. So gave him the card. He goes, he waits in line, and he's waiting for AJ Brown. Pulls up in a nice little Cadillac there. Everybody's cheering him on. This was right after he had his 3 touchdowns against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So he was doing his thing. You could tell when he got out. My brother made a video. He just walked out with that swag, like, yeah, the man is here. So my brother's waiting in line for the autograph. He finally comes up, hands the card to Mr. Brown. AJ has a look of, he's looking at the card like, what the hell is this? My brother's like, what? What's up? He's like, this is me in an Eagles uniform. He goes, I didn't know I had an Eagles card. He looks at his agent, takes the card, gives it to his agent. Agent's looking at it. He goes, I guess you do now. And he turns it around. He's like, oh, it's Panini. I didn't even know that. So here, AJ Brown is first time looking at a card. Obviously, what they did was they photoshopped. This was from a
Right.
Tennessee Titan pose, and they just photoshopped the Eagles uniform over it, which it's amazing because you really couldn't tell, honestly. But with
Right.
technology today, you can pretty much do anything with these cards. And he was like, "Oh, and it got a patch too." He's like, "That's my patch." And my brother's like, "No, no, that's just." He was like, "Oh, okay," and then he signed it. Now this is the card, but like I said, it's Panini Elements, and the
Gotcha.
signature's right there, right next to the patch. Oh, he looked at it. My brother's like, he's like, "Hey, where do you want the signature?" So he tells my brother. I mean, my brother tells AJ, "Yeah, just put it like probably right where your numbers are." He's like, "Nah, nah, nah." He's like, "I'm not writing over myself." He's like, "Now that," he goes, "that white uniform's too crisp. I'm gonna put it right down here."
Nice.
So it was just a funny situation where couldn't believe that he had an Eagles card and was looking at his agent like, "Am I getting paid for this, yo? Like, what's up?"
Yeah, that's my thing. Well, twofold is first was the patch because he's like, how do they have a patch of me?
Yeah,
Which I mean, I'm gonna assume what it is. I'm gonna assume the card says not event worn, not related to anything, anybody,
yeah.
something
It
along
says
those
the
lines.
the enclosed authentic memorabilia is not from any specific game or event.
Okay, so basically that's from the Eagles Pro Shop.
Yeah,
Okay,
if I'm lucky.
if you're lucky, correct.
At least
So
it
I
was in
mean,
the vicinity.
yeah, yeah. So and you knew that going in, but you're
Yeah, yeah,
hoping
yeah. I
that it's
wasn't
like,
trying.
yeah, it wasn't, yeah.
Listen, my brother served high and low at the time, and this was the only Eagles card he can find. I was like, dude, I don't want a Tennessee Titan one. I said, if that's the case, I don't want to do it. He's like, nah, I'm gonna find you an Eagles one, and this was the only one he was able to find, and it's out of 10. I was like, why not? You know?
Yeah, yeah. Like I say, and like I said, you knew that going in, but for a newer collector, I got a patch, and they're all excited, and come to find out that it's not nothing. It's off a rack somewhere, and they're still doing this, and I get it. Why? I mean, understand why, because there's no way that they could have an Eagles patch that fast and
Right.
turn it out. But other than him, going somewhere and putting them on for a second, and that's player worn, quote unquote. But yeah, I'm just thinking hobby wise, where somebody who doesn't know any better is gonna buy that and think that they got a killer card
Hmm.
and they don't got jack.
Yeah.
So
But this is Oz 101, baby. That's on card auto right there.
yeah, yeah, no, it's sweet. Like I said, it's sweet and and it's for your PC or something. But I'm just thinking
Yeah.
of somebody who,
Yeah. No. No. Yeah. No
you
doubt.
know,
Yeah, you never know, because most people have been, caught up on the game now. If they're serious about collecting, but there's people out there that just do it for fun and don't really know the ins and outs, and they're not listening to podcasts and getting all the inside information and knowing about things. So they could easily, especially young kids, man.
mhm,
If the young kids aren't, back in the day, that's the first thing you did was a young kid was read everything on the back and you were looking for stats. These don't have stats anymore. The only thing they're
yeah,
worried about, they're looking for the patch and they're looking for the serial number, and they're not necessarily reading that thing that you need a magnifying glass to read
yeah,
about, not, being any specific game or event.
yeah. Let me ask you, why don't what is it about football that you don't collect it as much?
Me?
Yeah.
See, when I first started, I was looking to see, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, the guys like Randall Cunningham and things like that. But it just seemed at the time when I started collecting, everything was dominated by modern quarterbacks, just prospecting. So like all the people that I liked from the 80s and the 90s weren't hitting the way I thought they should be. So I'm like, I'm not gonna spend money if nobody's gonna care about the goats of football, and all they're caring about is, you know, Lamar Jackson at the time or somebody like that. So I was like, I'm not going to invest in no QBs, especially ones that I know aren't going to be anything special. They'll be good, sometimes great, but they're not going to be Hall of Famers or people that eventually will go on to great success and win multiple Super Bowls. Not like a Joe Montana, that we always spoke about,
Yeah.
or even a Peyton Manning. Even Peyton Manning doesn't get the love he deserves.
Yeah.
Um, so it's crazy. Obviously, Tom Brady, once the boom hit, that was like the main guy to get all the love. It was like after he won that especially the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, it was just like, man, forget it. Tom Brady fever, everything went crazy for him. And that literally at that time, that was just it. It was Tom Brady was football, and then you could collect here and there, and then prospecting, the golden boy, you know.
Right.
Let me
I
ask you.
only I mean,
Let
I
me ask you
go
something
ahead.
about Mister. Would you would you invest in Mr. Herbert? Do you see? I mean, he's a good quarterback. He sometimes great, but would you, if you were prospecting, let's just say you had to choose between Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, and Tua, out of those three, and you had $100,000 to get one of their best cards, top 1%, who would you go with?
Not your boy, the golden boy.
No, you wouldn't. That's your boy.
No,
That ain't my boy.
because first of all, yeah, but the thing is with him is that he's in a he's in Mahomes' division, man.
Hmm.
So you're talking about another 10 years of Mahomes. So it's gonna take a while. You know who Herbert reminds me of? It's like and I'm not saying he'll ever get there, but like a Marino or somebody who will be really good, but it's just not gonna be able to get. I just don't see him winning and
Like
again,
a
I'm not
like
comparing
a
him to Marino.
like a
Like I think
Philip Rivers.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, perfect. Yes, yeah. Forget Marino, Philip Rivers, stuff like that, where he's gonna just compile stats and just be whatever. Dan Fouts, another, the
Hmm.
same. They keep drafting the same guy that
Hmm.
just airs it out, but he's not gonna win. So not him. And if I'm like, and I hear you on the Hurts thing, but I'm looking, I'm like, if I was, well, the thing is, Tua has Josh Allen too, because I'm like, because I know I always think of like the standard being the Patriots there and that they would fall but now you got the Bills on the come up. So if I'm going to just project and look, okay, so if I'm looking at the NFC East, you got it's Dallas and Philly are usually, and then the Giants are on the come up now. Washington's got a whole different thing going on. So I'm like, I'm gonna look at if I say, all right, who has a better chance of going further? Just so I'm gonna knock out Herbert because I don't see him getting past Mahomes. I'm probably gonna knock out Tua because I don't see him going past Josh Allen, like the
Hmm.
whole Buffalo. So that by default that leaves Hurts. It sounds like it's a homer, but if you would have gave me somebody else, I
Hmm.
would have I would have probably picked some. I don't know who else, but I'm just saying with
I
those
mean, other
two,
than Josh Allen, I mean, those are the three. You just got to throw Justin Herbert in there by default because he's just been the golden boy. I
yeah,
mean, like I go back to last year when it was just that's all you heard was Justin Herbert, man. Like that was the
yeah.
dude.
I'd I'd
Every
I'd
break
Yeah, well, I'd go Burrow before Herbert.
right now. I mean,
I just saying,
Burrow on the
I just
down
think
low,
Burrow
bro.
has a
He's having
chance.
another good year.
Yeah,
He's
and
breaking
that
records.
yeah, and then that goes even when we talked about Shane. I said I wouldn't slab the Burrow card, but if I'm gonna look at like I'm just trying to project, I think that Burrow because the it looks like the Ravens they're always kind of in the mix, but they don't whatever they always seem to just find a way to screw things up. So, but yeah, it would probably be at the end of the day it would be Hurts out of those three, just because I'm thinking that he could probably win more games and just
Mhm.
be, have playoff appearances or hopefully. But
which is
um,
which is crazy. If we would have just last year, just we should have been homers when we had the
yeah,
money and we had the motivation, and the guy was staring right at us. Dope ass cards, Nike shields, 101s,
mm,
Nike swooshes,
yeah,
all kinds of crazy cars that we could have got on the cheap because nobody
yeah,
believed in Jalen Hurts. Those cars is man, bro. Imagine having one of those right now. Good lord.
yeah. I mean, well, not this week, but maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, the reason I asked you about football because I find myself like football's my favorite. So I keep finding myself. I mean, all my pickups are like
Yeah.
football ones, and I'm like constantly looking at football. I just love them, and like I know that it's not. And that just goes to like I don't even care anymore that I'm like these are my cards. So I don't even care if anybody's gonna like them or I'm
Yeah.
gonna buy them later because obviously because I'm buying football. If I
Yeah.
was worried about what people are gonna like, it'd be maybe basketball and stuff. And I'll get to that stuff later. But right now it's freaking heavy football, and I'm always finding myself looking at him. I'm like, I like the cards. I don't know. I gravitate more to that sport.
And that's the thing too, you have the opportunity to get these special cars, especially if you're doing a Donovan McNabb or a Randall
Yeah.
Cunningham, you can get those exquisite cars or a really dope 101 that you just wouldn't be able to afford if it were somebody like a Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts or, Tua or the Golden Boy. So it's
Yeah.
dope that you can, be nostalgic, but then get the top 1% of that specific player that you love so much.
That's basically where it's at. And I mean, these are like, yeah, it's like, again, it gives me access to a freaking sweet set.
Yeah.
And yeah, just because there's no way I'm getting a Tua or anybody of high end of any of these cards. Like, there's no way. And it's, to me, it's not even a winning proposition anyways. It's like, it's gonna cost a ton to get in there, and then they gotta just keep it going or do something crazy for the card to go up.
Yeah.
Forget it. So I
Well,
mean,
that's
these are,
that's similar to like these guys out there, like say Brett from Stacking Slabs when he was doing Peyton, and from Peyton he what was homeboy that retired early?
oh, luck.
Yeah, Andrew Luck,
Yeah.
and then
So,
the list goes on of Indianapolis Colts quarterbacks, and now Matt Ryan, and then Rob Gerard doing his Eli thing, which is Eli's a scrub. We're not even get into that. But there's other guys that even I'm just kidding, man.
Rob, Rob's gonna
Rob's gonna listen to this episode. You mother.
no, he just, it's all love,
No, we
bro.
were
It's
just
like,
having a
that's fun.
debate. The whole Donovan McNabb versus Eli, and we were basically saying, listen, other than the Super Bowl, we can't take the Super Bowls away. Eli did his thing. He went on two magical runs and they won two Super Bowls. He did it, even though he had his eyes closed when he threw that one pass and the dude caught it on his helmet. The most improbable catch probably ever in the history of the NFL. Even though that happened, that it did happen against Tom Brady. So, but as far as career wise, Eli was so up and down. When he hit big, and when he hit bottom, bro, it was very, very low. So his swings were so up and down, where Donovan had a more stable career, 4 straight NFC championships, made it to the Super Bowl, never won it, granted, but the stats are there and very similar trajectories. Both have a real good shot. Imma say Eli's gonna make the Hall of Fame just because
Oh, no doubt.
pedigree, number
Yeah,
1,
no doubt.
being a Manning, number 2, being an Iron Man, playing that many games. He played twice as many games as Donovan,
Mhm.
and just
I give him
overall.
props for that, because he would get rocked.
Oh yeah, bro, that was he was getting sacked left and right. He could have easily, like, that dude. I don't, the thing is, I don't think he had much up there, so it didn't really matter. Like getting that brain shook, because it just, you would see him on the sideline. It just looked like he was in outer space sometimes. I was like,
Yeah,
"Yo, Eli, dude, this guy's on an," I just used to chuckle with this dude, but he did it.
yeah.
He would just come out, and it was just like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna keep showing up." And one of these times, this guy's gonna catch his ball. Plexco's gonna catch this, or OBJ. Somebody's gonna get one of these balls I'm throwing up, and he threw up enough of them, and he would do his thing, and he'd get hot. He was a real streaky guy, and like I said, he went on those two runs, and where Donovan was a model of consistency, but he just never had that killer instinct, and all the intangibles needed to win it all. So
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
just a debate that we had. So
No worries. I have to ask, actually, next time I talk to Rob, see what that, like, what the market is, because it's for Eli. Because I mean, I don't know, I'm gonna assume the Peyton market is higher just because he is
yeah,
the
yeah, like,
freaking.
dude,
But I mean,
bro, the only he won two. He finally got that second one when he went to
mm,
Denver, but for the longest time he didn't have
yeah,
any. And here's Eli with two.
yeah,
The big brother, who's the best quarterback possibly ever, never to win it. He was being compared to Dan Marino,
yeah,
and then he finally did pull one out. And once he won that just solidified it. But then you have Tom Brady go out and win, 20 of them, and
yeah.
it's like, it put that damper on Peyton Manning's shine. Where I think for the longest time it was Peyton, bro. Peyton was the man. Peyton was the
Can't,
man. Like, Tom
can't.
Brady's the GOAT, but Peyton was right there. He just didn't have the number of Super Bowls, and there was plenty of times that they had the best record and they were just unstoppable. They were a machine, And then come playoff time, it was just one thing or another. His defense wasn't, where it needed to be, and he
Yeah.
just was never able to get over the hump. But to me, it was Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and obviously you got to throw Joe Montana probably in between there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, bro, Peyton, you can't like Eli can't hold Peyton's jock. That's always gonna be you, little brother. Even though you got two, I got two too. So
Yeah. Yeah. He needed that one. Yeah. But yeah, that's it's interesting to see. Like you said, I mean, Peyton's cards, they don't get the respect that they deserve, and
yeah.
it just. But yeah,
They
I
sell,
just
they
wanted to ask you
sell,
about the
they
football.
sell, especially there's been a bump in football. Football is taking, there's been a lot of players that have come up since I first started, where at first I was like, man, Barry Sanders is not getting no love,
Mhm.
Peyton's not getting no love or whatever. But like a lot of Jerry Rice, but a lot of those guys' cards have been slowly creeping up. So that's another thing. Just if you with this hobby, if you have a gut feeling about somebody or you just believe in somebody and you're hearing one thing and you're hearing the hobby, no, 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 and they're going one way, don't be afraid to go the other, man. Zig when everybody's zagging, and I'm telling you, because that's when you have the opportunity to, if you're looking to invest and make a killing, you could do so if you follow your gut 9 times out of 10.
That's a good point, and I mean, now this episode is sponsored by Rob, the sports card therapist, because we actually we exchanged some DMs the one day. I was talking about the McNabb stuff that I have, and he's like, "Hey, dude," he goes like, "If you ever end up building a high end McNabb collection, someone somewhere will either want it or be like, yo, because it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be if there's only a certain amount of them, you have them all, and people either completing sets or whatever it
Mhm,
is, it's gonna be sought after. And like you said, with football, there's probably a lot of like you said, Barry Sanders, guys like that. There's opportunity of those are all time greats, and they don't
mhm,
get no love, and it's like it's just strange. But maybe that'll change over the long haul. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Barry Sanders will be a mythical figure like Jim Brown is. We're like, well, we just hear like I never saw Jim Brown play, but I'm like, oh, they said he was that dude. So maybe Barry and Emmett and guys like that, Marshall Faulk, like
yeah.
Danian Tomlinson. Those are freaking killers, man. There haven't been a lot of running backs like those guys. Those guys are like
Nah,
different,
the
man.
workhorse, and then
Yeah,
they could run, they could catch, they could do it all,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
So I don't know.
Like,
Maybe
we talk
maybe
a lot
there's
of
some.
smack about Emmitt Smith, but that dude put in the work, bro.
Yeah, I mean he freaking beat the Eagles with one arm. So I'll never forget that on a Monday night. This guy's shoulders falling off and he's just running 200 yards in the rain. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So I got to tip the hat there.
yeah.
But you know, but so here we are, bro. 50 episodes.
Mhm, mhm.
That is wild. And again, just can't say thank you enough to everybody who gave us the time to come on. And because who the heck are we? But we've kind of found our little niche in talking to people, collectors, and it's been a fun ride, and I can't wait to see where we go from here.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you know, it's
The
like,
funny, yeah, 'cause it just I just think back, and I've told this story a million times, but I'm just gonna tell it one more time, just about sneaking in my house, collecting these cards, smuggling everything downstairs, Mission Impossible style, trying to get past my wife and not get caught, and enjoying it, just the thrill of it. You got your blood pumping every time you would get a mail day, and honestly, dude, I didn't know if any I heard about the card game, but I didn't know what I was doing. It was just it felt good, it felt right, it was something nostalgic, and man, I was just you wanna talk about junk wax, I'm buying all these Shacks, I'm buying all, just all kinds of crazy cards, Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, nothing of crazy value, but on Facebook groups, not knowing what I'm doing, just getting these cards and falling in love with the hobby. Something to do to pass the time, to relax, be in my man cave, get my mindset right. And then once I got in my flow, it was like, man, let me spread the word. I can't be the only one that's, doing this. And that's when I got in contact with you and, had to twist your arm a little bit and you finally came on board. And then the fact that we had enough cojones to, buy a couple mics and headsets and get on here and start talking. And we talked about what we wanted to do. And it was funny because in my mind I'm like, this isn't gonna work. This is this is the biggest, like, stupidest waste of time that we're ever gonna do. It's funny, let's do it. I know nobody's gonna listen, but it's something like we could laugh at, in a
Mhm.
couple of weeks and be like, yo, remember that we tried the podcast thing?
Right.
You know? And here we are, 50 episodes later, still going strong.
Yeah. It's been like a an audio diary, and it's also helped me, like, because sometimes I'll go. I mean, we talk about, we'll go back and listen to our older episodes, and forget about production wise or things like, oh, we could do this better, we could do that better. It's also like I said, it's an audio diary right here,
Yeah.
like, oh, I bought this or I did that, and I can learn from, that was stupid, or man, that was cool that I did that, or we had this experience or that experience. I mean, talking at the national, I mean, what the heck, man? We're like, we just get here, we go, and we're talking at the national. I'm like, what the heck do we know? But
Yeah.
again, I think, like, we just bring a different perspective to it all. I think that we kind of get to the core of collecting, and again, what it means to, what these pieces of memorabilia mean to you,
Yeah.
and I think that, I hope that it resonates with a lot of people, and most of I mean, we get some messages, and it does. So I mean, that makes you feel good that, maybe somebody's listening, or that you touch someone in some way.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's sincere. There we have no hidden agendas. There's nothing. We don't have no sponsors. We don't have anybody that we gotta, behold to, and they have to, they tell us exactly what to say, how to say it, and what to do. No, it's none of that. It's just two cousins doing what they normally do. Now we're just hitting the record button because this was just us texting
Right.
all day long, especially during football season with fantasy and all that, because that's all we did. So we just took that and put it on record, and here we are. So it's authentic, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Authentically freaking fun.
That it is. That it is, man.
Yeah. So, what's so season 2 is coming up,
Mhm.
and no weeks off. We're just going right from,
Yeah, there's
you
no,
know
what are we gonna take a vacation? Nah,
yeah.
bro.
Oh, that's so the thing is, so we're at 50, so we're
Uh-huh.
coming up. We got so 52 is the all-time hit streak, so we got to pass that, and then we'll be cool. But what's your goal for the show, or person? Well, for the show and personally for
Well, let's
season
see.
2.
For the show, hmm, I just wanna continue to grow our audience, our listeners, get to as many ears as we can, and continue to evolve in what we do, better our YouTube presence, get better with our audio, get better with our content, especially YouTube, not YouTube, but online social media, Instagram, maybe even Twitter if that even exists, a year from now, but mainly IG. Just doing better, um, getting a bigger following, just to preach that gospel, the gospel of, the hobby, the cousins, and like I said, that being authentic and really using it as an escape to make yourself a better person. Also, what I want to do is, we got the national coming up. We already went ahead and we were at the main stage at the last one. This one, I would like to do something a little bit more special, maybe host a trade night. We got a lot of peeps that we know in the West Coast that are coming, and in the East Coast. So let's get it to where, there's other people that are throwing trade nights out there. I don't want to take anything away from them, Card Collector too, and things like that. But maybe something a little bit different, a little bit, a little of the cousins flavor, and have that rocking out at the just throw it out there into the universe. Speak it into existence, like they say. So things like that, hosting the trade night. And just continuing to better what we do, honing our craft, becoming professionals. And you know what? I want to get a damn sponsor. I'm not going to listen to what they say, but if they want to give me some money, I'm all good.
All right, we'll work on that. Maybe what was the the Red Hots, the hot dog thing that was on
Yeah.
the that Jordan.
Now, maybe the dude that you got the Jordan stuff from. Yeah, what's his
Oh, the
name?
pizza guy.
Yeah, the pizza guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Cousins Collectibles brought to you by the pizza guy. Uh, yeah. No, but for me with the show too, it's same thing with just, let's just keep grinding, man. Like I said, we, right now at the time of recording, we're closing in on midnight. We should be
Yeah.
asleep, but we're here talking hobby, so it's just it's
Well, you're
once
coming
we
off
hit
of
the
back you're going back to back.
I know, yeah, I just did hobby hotline, so I'm I'm like, "What the heck am I doing?"
Toby, you're a
Uh,
hobby animal, bro.
yeah. No, it's just fun, dude. Once we hit the record button, it's fun. But for me, like I said, with the show, let's just keep grinding. Let's keep getting better, get better, today than we were yesterday, and just keep it going. But for personal, I do want to. This is going to be. I'm gonna, like you said, speak it into existence. I want to finish that Clemente run,
Mhm.
finish all those his playing years. Definitely want to do that. Um, I do want to get some type of super fractor of his. Like there's a, so I had to. It's and the only one I mean there probably are other ones, but the one I'm really looking for is the 2021 the Topps Chrome. The one that I have that it has like the style of the 52 tops.
Mhm.
I would really love, and I haven't seen it pop yet. So if it does, hit your boy up and run my pockets. But I just think that's something cool to have. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obviously it's not anything crazy from his playing days, but if I could have a soup, like I tell you, when it's Clemente shiny,
Yeah, it just hits different.
it's different. It's different. And it's starting to turn into like Eagles shiny too. I'm like, God, man, I keep freaking again. I just like freaking
Uh,
football. It
yeah,
sucks me in every
there's
time.
3 types of shiny. You got your Clemente shiny, you got your Eagle shiny, and then you got your AI shiny.
That's it. That's right. So maybe it'll morph into something else, because I don't know. We'll see. But I gotta share. I
Nobody
share
cares.
my latest one of my latest pickups,
I
and I
was
haven't
told
even.
nobody cares, bro.
I don't care if nobody cares. I care. But it's actually an uncut sheet,
What?
96, 97 Tops basketball.
Damn, Tony the great curator.
Yeah, I haven't even opened the box yet. So by the time I this comes out, hopefully I gotta open it and check it out. But
So
yeah, dude, that was I don't even know what to think about that. I was like, I just ran across it and I'm like, yeah, I want that. I want that. So I'm gonna get it framed and hopefully it'll be the background
so
for
you
the
you you went
podcast.
from Lonnie Walkers to uncut sheets. Look at this man.
I know it's crazy. Speaking of Lonnie Walker's balling.
He is balling, bro. So
So
all them investments that we made of Lonnie. Now that was the one I gave Tony the one opportunity. I said, bro, give me somebody that we can collect that you think is gonna be good in the future and that we can make a killing on. And he was like Lonnie Walker. And at the time, he was playing for the Spurs. He's from Reading, Pennsylvania. We know him very well. So it hits close to home. And for the Spurs, I just didn't think he got the opportunity.
it was a
He
bad fit. It was all
yeah.
funky. It was like he had dudes in front of him, and then he kept when he got in the game, he was standing in the corner. It was just it wasn't working out. And I was so happy when he went there because I'm like, he went to one of the best coaches in the league, and if anybody's gonna get this dude playing, it's gonna be Pop. Just
hmm
didn't work out. But
So
but
now he goes to the Lakers. What have you been seeing?
well, he freaking takes Westbrook's spot. Doesn't take long to do that. And check his numbers, man. He's been balling. He's got some highlight dunks.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, like he's playing at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, so everybody on the East Coast is missing some of it. But if the
Hey,
Lakers are able to make some noise, get into playoffs,
yeah,
and Lonnie
with
shines,
you balling with LeBron. Anytime you playing with LeBron, you got an opportunity to the cameras are definitely going to be on you. So
yeah,
that's pretty
yeah,
dope.
yeah. So we'll see if the hometown boy could do it. But yeah, that'll be nice. I'm like, hey, look at us. We hit a prospect.
There we go.
we
There
got
we go.
we can sell
Speaking of
our
which, what I also want to do, you got that uncut sheet, but what I want to do for my personal is for me and my daughter just build one of the biggest, dopest Stranger Things collection out there. I'm talking about, autos, 101s, patches, all these cards that came out previously, all of the rare ones, plus the new stuff that's coming out. I want to try to just build something crazy, and that includes not only the cards, but the Funkos and memorabilia. Just, dude, this is gonna be an insane. I'm gonna dedicate a room just to Stranger Things. My daughter's gonna be my daughter's heaven, and mine as well. So I'm in love with that show, bro. I can't help it. It takes me back. You want something? You want to talk about nostalgia? The very first time I seen that show, dude, I could picture myself being one of those kids and going on a crazy adventure like that. It was almost like the Goonies or something like that. And
Mhm.
you just throw in a Demogorgon in there on top of everything, something
Yeah.
crazy like that. Which I was always into crazy stuff like that too. So it like hits all the feels when it comes to it. And then my daughter, being young, she can, relate to the kids as well, even though that took place in the 80s. So it's a perfect storm, at least for myself and others like Courtney and Aaron from Slabstock. So I love it, man. And I also, what I want to do is get a legitimate piece of memorabilia from Michael Jackson. Whether
Ooh.
that's going to cost some money,
Ooh.
but I'm going to have to figure something out. Whether it's a glove, a sock, a shoe, a hat, some glasses. I don't know. Maybe the Beat It jacket or the Thriller jacket, something
Yeesh.
related to Mike. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to take out a mortgage, but we gonna make it happen.
Man, you might have to start out small and just get like a zipper, like what was on the jacket, like just the thing that might the zipper might
Uh,
have fall off. But nice, nice. Good luck with. I'm excited to see that. We
just
didn't
just
even
one,
talk about this
just
beforehand, but
just one.
if you can get that strange building that Stranger Things, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah,
Like
that I already got. Like, yeah, the seeds have been planted in that. I'm getting stuff every day. It was funny. I came home. I had 3 huge boxes, from Funko. Like, I'm
mhm,
talking huge boxes. And my wife was like, "What the hell is this? I thought we talked about. Now you're ordering this stuff. This stuff's coming every day." I was like, "Stop, stop." She's like, "And the thing is, everything's for our daughter. And maybe if you would get me a Funko or something,
yeah.
maybe I might like it." I was like, "All right." So there you go, fellas.
Hey,
Buy your wife
listen,
some stuff.
it works because my wife is hooked on the Funkos, man. The Funkos are they're just, I mean, they're made. They look when the female they're cute. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, they make them so that they look attractive. And now she's talking about she wanted the Home Alone. There's a set where like they're the guys are at the bottom of the steps and Kevin's at the top with paint cans and stuff. I'm like, wow, now you're looking at play sets. I thought you didn't collect. So now we're now we're going into accessories.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but hey, the evolution of the collector, right?
There you go. There you go.
But, so, brother, with that said, man, again, this is it's been a fun ride, and we're only starting. So let's see where season two. Like I said, we have season two is going to be kicked off pretty nice. We got some fire guests coming up,
Yeah.
and can't wait to talk to those guys. It's going to be interesting, to say the least.
No doubt.
But
Let
we're gonna have fun.
let me see. Did you have any special shout outs? Anybody we forgot?
Um,
Corky.
the list goes on and on. Yeah, definitely got to say what's up to Corky because we got to get Corky back. We get him on here and we can talk hobby because Corky always has a funny story, one or two. But dude, Peter Pac-Man, the guys from Raw Mints, Danny Torres, Mr. Danny
Danny Torres.
Torres. You know,
Danny Torres and Danny Boy.
absolutely, yeah. Brett from Fishtown. We got to sit up at a show for the first time, so that was
Yeah, Brett, Debbie, always chasing Utley.
absolutely Sam Evans from Philly, Abram Diaz, Mr. Pool Guy,
Yes,
man.
sir. Nick B photos. May the cars be with you.
Yeah, Wiz the Collector, Ken Carl,
Ken Carl.
Shane, the sports car nobody, our guy, the faction,
Ziggy, no.
Ziggy. Everybody was scared to talk to Ziggy. Ziggy
Uh,
can come to talk to the cousins anytime, man.
there you go.
I mean, like we can't just be shunning people in the hobby, bro. Like this
Yeah,
is
man.
let's
Nah,
talk it
man.
out,
We're
man.
all part of this hobby. We got from Ziggy to Mark Neiman, ultimate pastime.
Yeah, man. So it's been a blast, and like I said, I'm looking forward to season two, season three, season four. Sound like LeBron.
Yeah.
But so yeah, man. Kudos, cheers, and let's get it.
If we forgot about you, we apologize. You know, this
Yeah.
is all spur of the moment. It's midnight. We trying to stay awake up in this biatch, but we do appreciate, seriously. We appreciate everybody, anybody who's contributed to, our success as being number one in the podcast world. Hobby, we go ahead and get our Oscars and Tonys, and ain't that amazing? We both have an award named after us.
And we don't have either, but
Someday, bro. Someday, like I told you today, we gonna be the Puerto Rican Howard Stern show.
okay. I don't know what that means.
It means I'm Howard Stern. Or no, you know what? You be Howard. I'll be Robin.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna need a third to be Baba Booey, maybe the commish,
Gotcha.
or Los the collector. Oh
Oh,
no, we got Shane too. Shane.
yeah.
Oh, the faction.
Yeah, the
Listen.
faction, man.
But at the momento, mira, the faction, brother. We got
Yeah.
another episode we're gonna be recording shortly.
Yep.
That's another thing. We're gonna add that to the list, speaking it into existence. I think we got something cooking, something special. Shane Norton, aka the sports card nobody, the man, the myth, the legend. That Mr. Smooth is what I like to call him. Listen, bro, that's a dope show. I love the concept of it. I love our banter. I love the way we flow. So that's definitely, I want something, maybe even more than once a month, to try to get together, because it's hobby gold whenever we get behind the mic and do that thing.
Yeah, man. I love talking to him. Even when we exchange DMs. So, and
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
that's all part of the hobby. If we don't get in this hobby, we don't meet him. We don't meet a lot of the people that we talk to, and like it all goes back to the cards. So,
Brad Bethune.
yeah, man, my man Brad. But hey, brother, so we could talk all night. We could name drop all night, but we'll put it on pause for now, and we'll continue in season 2. So, with that said, take us home, brother.
Well, with that said, let me go ahead and give you one quick thing before I leave. I just want everybody to know Cousin Oz got the Black Panther. The movie just came out, Black Panther 2, and I ordered a Funko. It's a die cast, and it's actually the Chase Limited Chase Edition, which right now is worth a little pretty penny on eBay. So I'm happy about that. That came today.
Nice.
So
Look at
yeah,
you.
Peter Pac-Man. If you need a limited Chase edition, hit up Cousin Oz. And we gonna end this like we always do. And listen, I heard this something like this somewhere else. I'm not gonna put anybody on blast, but this is the original. And it's keep focused, keep positive, and keep collecting. Hey, yo, Tone, bring the beat back.